you're like, oh my God, she's so young and she's so successful. And then you're like, oh my God, like, what am I doing? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another video podcast. This is Misa.
This is Yuka.
And welcome to the
Misa and Yuka podcast.
皆さんこんにちは. Hi. So today in this week's video podcast, we want to be talking about like comparing yourselves. Yeah, because like in this like world, it's like so crazy, right? It's like a lot of social media. It's like so much social
information that we can like access to.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like there's a lot of comparison. Like comparing yourselves to others and other people's lives. I feel like, okay, when I was little, I didn't have like an iPhone and stuff. So we didn't really have like Instagram that much.
We didn't have Instagram at all.
Like when we were like elementary schoolers, right? So like I feel like I was more at peace
because you never had the access to like other people's lives.
Yeah, I literally think I was more at peace, and like at the same time I didn't have like much like external influence, like influence from the outside world. So I feel like I was kind of like doing my own thing.
Right.
I feel like we were kind of just like doing our own thing in our own lives, kind of.
We only knew about ourselves.
Yeah, and like we didn't like know all these like K-pop stars or like, these like social like these like crazy rich people like having their like fabulous amazing lives,
Right.
We didn't really know about that. Like we only knew like maybe like at most like I don't know, the popular girls at school.
Yeah.
Like
just like the people around us.
Yeah, like that's like all we knew.
Yeah.
But I feel like especially like within the last few years, it has been a lot of like social media. Like social media was like prevalent still, but I feel like it really, really increased within like the last few years during COVID.
Right.
And so like now it's like now I feel like I'm being bombarded by information and like images and videos every single day.
And you're comparing yourself?
Yeah, and like that really leads to like comparison, I feel like. I don't know like about you guys, but yeah, I feel like that kind of like really leads into like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy. Like, okay, why don't I have that?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's really cool. Like, she's really pretty. Or like, Or like, oh my God, she's so young and she's so successful. Or like those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh my God, like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Kind of. I didn't really have that much like of like a strong emotion towards it.
I feel like that feeling is really important. That feeling of jealousy is important to like honor.
Yeah.
Because that really means something. It means that you're not just it means that you kind of want that life.
Yeah.
You want it. So then that gives you the motivation to chase it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So without that feeling, I don't think you would be the person you are now.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Conclusion.
I think we should finish this podcast. Oh, it's so funny. Conclusion, like I'm so grateful for my life. And the influences I receive from social media. Like I am just so happy.
Yeah.
Because I'm comparing myself to others in a positive way. Maybe we should be like that. Like, oh, I'm comparing myself to others, but in a positive way. Because it's influencing my life positively.
It is. And I like recently I've been like comparing myself to like like people on social media, and I felt this jealousy. I'm like, I want to be like them, but I just don't know how to be like them, and I'm like nowhere, like I'm kind of like far away from where they are right now, and like and so I was really jealous. I got jealous, and I didn't like that feeling because I was like, ew, like why am I being jealous I don't know. But then I really like, I thought I should honor that feeling.
That's a really good mindset. Like everyone should be honoring their feelings of like comparing and like being jealous.
It means that you want something, or like that feeling kind of means something.
Right. You shouldn't ignore that.
Yeah.
It's like like that would like you would be so happy if you had that thing that person has.
Yeah. And that's why you're jealous.
Yeah. Like it. Yeah, that's true. We're like 5 minutes in. I think we have the conclusion for tonight.
It's so funny.
But that's so true. But like, okay, so I didn't really have that like the perspective.
Okay.
But like once you're in that like jealousy moment, like you're kind of like in this like this like negative spiral. So everyone, we should all be like have a positive outlook on jealousy.
But like you kind of go down to like the negative spiral.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened afterwards.
And then like I feel like I just like can't like take action towards many things because like and like once you compare yourself to others, this like perfectionist part of yourself comes out.
Right.
And then you're like, oh my god, I have to do this, but I have to do it like really good so that I can like do it in a very short amount of time.
Right.
Kind of. And then you kind of get like overwhelmed a little bit. And then like you're like, oh no, there's like not enough time,
Yeah.
But I don't know how to get there. But there's like not enough time.
Yeah.
And I'm wasting time right now thinking about it.
No,
I should just sleep.
Should we end this podcast?
And then I should sleep on my bed because I'm so overwhelmed.
Oh, and you plop on your bed?
Yeah.
And sleep.
Yeah. And I'm just like, oh. And then I like wake up 20 minutes later. I'm like, no, I can't sleep. I need to get this thing.
Right.
So like it's been like the past few weeks too. I've been like, oh my god, like I've go through those like phases and it's like not comfortable.
Right. I feel like when you're but Misa, at the same time, recently, like I've been into like this mindset of like I'm a beginner mindset.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. Like I used to be a perfectionist, right? I still am.
And
I can't start anything. But now I'm just like, I'm a beginner.
Right.
So I don't care. Like I have to produce my first like video or else like my 100th won't come out.
Right.
That mindset that everyone teaches you recently.
Right. Yeah, thanks to the internet.
Thanks to the internet. Thank you, internet. So positive things come out from like the internet.
Right. That's true. That's really true.
But yeah, that mindset. What if you had that mindset?
Yeah, okay, so like I have those kinds of like negative, like, I go through that.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, like you kind of have to kind of like shine in your own way.
Right.
Like you have to like especially on like social media, you have to kind of like shine in your own colors.
Yeah.
You can't like copy others or like you can't be like I want to be like her or like him.
Yeah.
You kind of have to, or like not just on social media, like in like maybe dance or like other art forms or work, I don't know. You kind of have to like definitely have to know your colors kind of, but you won't know your colors until you try different things.
Right.
And then but like it takes a lot of like courage to try like new things. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of like fear that you have to overcome.
That's true. Like
you have to do a lot of things in order to like try to find your own voice and your color. So
it's crazy that it's not like copy and paste. Like you would think that copy and paste would work.
Yeah, but like school teaches you copy and paste.
Right.
Like school is like, okay, get your answers right and then you get a good grade.
Yeah.
But like real life isn't like that, and especially in like the creative, like that's like especially content creation, like there's no like right or wrong. You kind of have to like just be yourself, but like or like I don't know. I have no idea how content creation works. Yeah.
I think you just have to like sprinkle some of your personality.
Yeah, into like what other people might be doing. Like maybe sometimes go on the trend, sometimes like do your own thing, sometimes like Yeah, and then you kind of have to like be okay with like failure, kind of like if like a video flops or like and if like anything that doesn't go well, you kind of have to like be like, okay, there's another one coming out, by the way.
I think, yeah, or else I think I feel like content creation will be really hard.
Yeah, it's like it'll be really stressful for like those kinds of people. It's like when you're constantly comparing yourself
and
to
you're
other
trying to
people.
copy and paste, but you're not that type of person. So you're constantly trying to be someone else and creating stuff, but then you get tired of, or like it's kind of hard because you're not being yourself, and then you're like, who am I? You know?
Right.
Does that happen to you?
Sometimes, like especially I feel like that happens on TikTok.
Oh, like who are you? Like who am I?
Yeah. Oh. Like TikTok is like the whole algorithm is more of like if you like use this trending like audio, it like boosts your algorithm because like everyone's using that thing, right? And like TikTok actually like encourages you to like use those like trending audios. But I feel like that also like takes a lot of creativity away from like the content creator sometimes, because like a lot of people are like just like lip syncing and like kind of like dancing and stuff. So like for like an actual creative person, like I've like heard from like many content creators, it's like really hard to like kind of just like have your own thing on TikTok because like no one would care. Right. But like, you know, like definitely eventually you'll find your voice like as you create your own things. I think like those people who like stop comparing themselves to others and like really create good content like thrive. But yeah, like if you're just like, for me, like when I was like doing TikTok, like it's like you kind of like copy other people and then like you kind of like I don't know, it's like yeah, I like sometimes feel like, okay, what am I doing?
In that case, like I feel like YouTube is the most creative platform.
Yeah, I feel like I've asked like TikTokers and like YouTubers or like maybe Instagrammers like which like platform they really like. They all really want to go to YouTube, right? They all really adore YouTube as a platform because it's like the most it gives you like the most creative leeway,
right?
Because like everyone's using different maybe editing softwares. Like there's so many different kinds of content.
There's so many like different shots you can take.
Yeah.
And it really depends on that person, like that person's personality and like what their sense, I guess.
Yeah. So it's like really like actual like filmmaking, you know? And you kind of really get to create your own world.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I feel like short form video is like becoming like that, but still I feel like apps like TikTok and stuff, like you kind of like lack creativity.
Yeah.
I don't know. People are really creative though on like TikTok too.
Yeah, you can get creative.
Yeah, you can get really creative, but like if you kind of just like from the For You page, you kind of like scroll through and you're like, oh, I want to try that one. You're still copying other people.
Yeah.
You know, so like that is like I think I tried this for a week. This like last week, and it like literally messed up my mind. So, like,
in what way?
I don't know. It just like takes a lot of time to like go through the For You page and like see like, okay, what's trending and stuff, and then like you kind of like, oh, I want to try that one, try this one, try this one.
Right.
You have to be like, you have to really like it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So that's I definitely like So, but yeah, definitely I think we all like YouTube as a platform.
Yeah. But like with all like the YouTubers, like do you find yourself comparing yourself to other
Oh yeah,
YouTubers?
definitely, because I don't know, I'm still like growing and I'm still like kind of like slowly but surely growing. And I started taking YouTube seriously more like this year.
Right.
I was like doing a lot of editing last year, and I started last year. But I think like I got into this like comparison mode, like perfectionist mode, so I couldn't really post every week. I was posting like once in like 3 months.
Right. See, that's why I want to post like 5-minute videos.
Yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, and so yeah, like this year, like later this year, because like beginning of this year, I couldn't really post much.
Mm-hmm.
So literally from like maybe June,
Mm-hmm.
started taking it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so like that's why I'm like literally like slowly but surely. But you can see like other people like they grow maybe like 1 million subscribers in like 9 months.
I know. I like
It's so crazy.
literally wonder what the algorithm is.
Yeah. But I think that's really cool too. Like it like so yeah, definitely I compare like and then like also maybe like really popular like YouTubers in Japan.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I'm still in the zone of like trying to find my own voice on like this platform. So definitely.
You know that phase? Like I was like, you know that phase where we tried like Japanese like YouTube editing style?
Yeah.
Can I say like something that like that's
Okay.
been on my mind recently?
Okay, yeah.
Which is
you
like
can drop the bomb here.
I actually like I was like I think it's kind of cringy now.
Yeah.
Like right now, like I've been editing and I was like, wow, these sounds are weird or like or like that's a lot of like words on the screen. Like it's not aesthetic,
Yeah.
you know. And I was like, it's not really, it's kind of like not really my style.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't bring out my personality.
Uh-huh.
And so I was just like kind of comparing, but I'm also like trying to find I like kind of like found a little bit of like my direction.
Right.
My creative direction.
Right. So you'll be just seeing two different kinds of videos here.
You'll see a lot of different like videos.
But yeah, no, because like
we're just testing.
Like when I first started editing and I made it like kind of like Japanese style, I remember like you were saying, "Oh, I don't like that kind of style. It's not very aesthetic, and it's like not that like pretty.
Yeah,
it's very Japanesey.
It's engaging.
Yeah, it's really engaging. I think. And then like if you look at like English based YouTube or like YouTubers, they don't do that much edits.
Yeah,
but it's really like aesthetic looking.
It's pretty. It's like nice for the eyes.
Yeah, nice for the eyes. And then so it was like really surprising for me when you said like, oh, I like want to try like the Japanese style is like so cool, so I want to try it. I was like, oh, that's really cool that you think that way.
Yeah,
because like I was kind of leaning towards like not going the Japanese style because I was like maybe like aesthetic vlogs are better, right? But then you're like, oh, we should try that one. So I was like, okay, that's really cool.
I think I was really into like trial and error.
Yeah, you were like, okay, let's try it.
Yeah, because
which is good.
Because like, I mean, you've like tried like a certain way, and like I feel like it's like nice to like try different things so that we find like if like the audience like likes like the other things. I don't know, but like trial and error, like I feel like because you've always been saying things like I don't know my style, so I thought trial and error would be great.
Yeah, and like so we were just like trying that, but now you think it's like cringy.
Yeah, I don't think it's my style.
Yeah,
I don't think it's definitely funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
It makes everything funny, but I'm just trying to figure out like how do you make it funny but also aesthetic?
I think you just have to be funny.
Lol. There's that. It's not a solution. I'm like not funny at all.
That's like so crazy. Like I feel like the editing makes a lot of things like funny.
It does.
Yeah, it does, right?
It does.
But I feel like the actual video itself might be like super boring.
I know.
But you know what? Like I think our podcast is like pretty fun. It's not like funny.
It's not
like
funny.
It's like pretty fun.
Yeah. It's fun because I don't know, maybe because we're laughing a lot.
And I don't even like review this video.
Yeah. I feel like my laugh is like weird.
It probably is, and like
it's like
you're like hurting people's ears probably, but we don't like. I
feel
am
like I have
so
a
lazy.
very unique laugh.
You do. You have this like kind of like
it's a dog
laugh. But yeah, it's like this like video is not reviewed by anyone.
It's just posted.
It's just posted.
I mean, it's reviewed by YouTube's like AI.
Yeah, but it's just posted. But it's like pretty fun.
Yeah.
So sometimes like you don't need an actual editing, but I feel like Japanese people do a lot of editing. Editing
I
heavy.
know.
It's like a whole show that they make.
I know.
Yeah. Which is like usually done by professionals in a media company, like a TV company, but now like just regular people are doing it.
Yeah.
Like YouTubers are doing it. Yeah. So
it's so crazy.
Yeah, it's like so crazy like how this like world has become like so media heavy.
No, I think it's like especially Japan. Japan's always been media heavy.
Right.
But on top of that, like all these like, you know, amateur YouTubers became like professional YouTubers. And then now they're more media heavy. And, you know, YouTubers, like just like normal people can get like commercial offers.
Yeah.
Which is like a big thing.
Being on TV and like they're like super like they go to like big events
that
were before closed off to just like the supermodels or like the super famous people, but like, now like the big YouTubers are like just
they're part of like the, you know, the famous group.
Yeah, they are, but they're just like, but they're still in the YouTuber group. Yeah, but like they're just like kind of considered as like the popular YouTubers. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's so crazy, right?
It is.
Yeah. So like now definitely like once you're like starting YouTube and stuff, you're definitely comparing yourself to others, right? Yeah. You're like, oh, like these big YouTubers, like they grew so quickly, or like, oh, they got invited to this like big event, you know? So, but if you stay in that mindset of like, oh, comparing yourself to others, it like your life sucks.
Yeah.
Like literally it sucks. Like shoot, like it sucks so much.
So how do you not compare yourself though? I feel like I compare myself with you too. Do you compare yourself with me? No.
Oh, with me? I thought you always compared yourself to me because like how like unskilled I am.
No. I feel like what I get as like the third child, or I don't know. I don't know if it's like me as like if it's because like I'm just the third child, but like everyone knows like the sisters before they know me. So they don't know me personally. Right. They know me as like, oh, Yui's little sister, Misa's little sister, mostly Misa's little sister. And so it's just like, oh, you must do dance. You must do, I don't know,
social media and like
not really social media. Like, but yeah, so then they're like, so you must do it too. And I'm like, no, I don't do that. Like you don't know me, you know? So then like I kind of like I get compared and then I start comparing myself. Yeah.
In like a bad way?
In a bad way.
I see.
Like it's like it kind of like puts me into this like swirl of who am I? Oh. Like I don't know who I am. I don't know like where I can shine. Because like you're already shining like you're already shining in front of me, so like how can I shine next to you, you know? Right. They're like, even the YouTube thing, they're like, oh, that's like your sister's thing, right? Like, so what do you do? It's like, oh, I'm like doing it with her.
like seriously,
I'm just like doing it with her, but she's like more like intense, you know? Like with like or not intense, but more committed. Because like she's been doing it a lot more than I have. But yeah, I've been trying to figure out like who I am, how I can shine in my own way. And I think that's like what I'm trying to do with like editing too. Like how can I show my own colors but not copy and pasting.
Right.
No.
Like other people's YouTube like editing style. I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's how like I heard for like, you know, Becky from like Japan.
Yeah.
Like the really famous Becky. Like she like and her little sister Jessica.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was saying that too, right? Because like because like they're sisters, but her like her older sister Becky is like really famous.
Yeah.
And so like when like Jessica like went into like an audition for the industry, like they're like, oh, we don't need two Beckys. Like that really hurt her. Like that's what she said. But she found dance and like that like and like she's like a dancer.
Right.
Yeah, she's not like Becky's sister. She's like a dancer. So actually, for me, I see you as like a artist, like a designer, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, like you are, but like I see you as like an artist, like a designer.
Yeah.
Like an actual artist, you know.
Yeah.
Like who makes art.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see you as that. So I don't really like. And I have given up on my art skills.
No, yeah, like I feel like I know our differences.
Right.
I just don't know how to express them. Like I'm not very good at like branding myself.
Oh yeah.
You're like really good at branding yourself.
Oh really?
Yeah, you're really good at marketing yourself, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Thanks. I thought I sucked at that. It's like so hard.
No.
Oh.
I think it literally says like you
like where?
Yeah, it's like right here. It's like
it says like Misa.
Misa is this, like, you know. It's like there. But I know our differences and we work well together because we have our differences.
Right.
But yeah. But I think it's just like how people perceive me.
Right.
It's just
like you're like older.
No, because you're older. Because you're older.
Because I'm older.
You like came first, you know,
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
you like set your foot like first everywhere. So
yeah. Which is also like it kind of sucks too, like being older.
Yeah.
I don't like being older. I want to be like younger. Does anyone like feel that way? Like, please, I want to be younger. I feel like when you're young, you don't really know like how great it is that you're young.
I know.
Like when I was 13, I don't think like I was appreciative enough of like how young I was.
I know. I was like 12, actually ungrateful.
Yeah. I was like actually ungrateful too.
I was like, school? Why do I have to go to school? You know?
Yeah. And like once you're in like high school, it's like, oh my gosh, like you have to like go through so much work.
Yeah, and then you have to wear braces.
Yeah. But like after like but you don't really like see you don't see how like great that is.
I know.
Once you're like in the moment.
Yeah.
And then once you're like hit like your 20s and then your mid-20s and stuff, it's like, oh my God, I want to be like young again. I feel like, I don't know.
I think it's just like less responsibilities. But I wish like I was able to think more about, maybe our brains aren't developed yet when we're like young, but I wish I was able to think more about like what I wanted to do in my life.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of skipped over that.
Yeah, I wanted more guidance.
Yeah.
Or like a role model.
Yeah. I feel like why like our parents, you know, went through the same thing, you know, they were once 24, 25.
Yeah.
But I feel like they never told us like what's gonna like happen when you're like 24, 25.
I know they
like I didn't know I was gonna hit like a quarter life crisis.
But I feel like that's because of social media too. Like you hit it earlier than like other generations.
Oh right. But it's like so crazy.
Yeah.
Like I would have wanted guidance.
But they also did like, you know, they would get married earlier too.
Yeah. I would not want to get married earlier.
Yeah, so it's just like a different generation. I don't think they can give guidance.
Yeah.
But we can give guidance to
ourselves.
Not ourselves. to our minions.
To our minions
of ours.
Yeah. Like yeah, that's true.
In the future.
I'm gonna get like so much guidance.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like yeah, so like I don't know. The world has changed so much that like now comparing ourselves is like kind of inevitable. Like it's like
yeah,
it's like you kind of everyone compares ourselves to like each other kind of.
Yeah.
Right? And you can't really like deny that. Like I think I have to be really honest. I go through a lot of comparison. Every day.
Like,
I have to be
I don't
honest.
believe in those people who says like they don't
compare. Yeah. Like honestly, everyone compares yourself.
I feel like
everyone compares like ourselves to like everyone.
Yeah.
So
and I feel like everyone is competitive.
Yeah. So like I really like to a certain point, I feel like it's like good. No, it's like people say, oh, like we should not compare yourselves and like move forward. But I feel like everyone at a certain level compares a lot. Yeah. And I think it's like good to be honest about it. Yeah.
And I think it's like it's a vulnerable thing.
Yeah.
To be honest about comparison.
Yeah, because like it's not like a good thing it's kind of like shameful.
It is
to be like comparing, like to say that, oh yeah, I compare myself to others.
I mean, I feel like you wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say that.
Definitely.
But I think that like going back to the beginning, like comparing yourself is like good, you know?
Right, it's good. And then this is how our podcast ends because it's comparing yourself is like actually pretty good.
It's like good. Because you need that.
Right.
Because like if you had no one to compare yourself with, you don't know where you're at. Like, what level you're at.
Yeah. It's definitely good. I was gonna say something like it's good, but like I think it's hard to admit that you're comparing yourself because it's like very shameful. Like you said, like, oh my god, I'm jealous, or like, I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually comparing myself to other people. Like that means that I'm lower than that person, right? Kind of. So like it's hard to admit that you're actually comparing yourself to others, but it's good to be honest.
Yeah.
That you're like, okay, I'm comparing myself. I need to accept that. And then once you like accept it, I think then you can kind of like know, okay, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
Because it's good to compare yourself because I know this is what I want.
Yeah.
Kind of. And then you can like move forward and then still be competitive. It's not a bad thing to be competitive,
Yeah. It's not.
Like that's how civilization grows.
I know. It's very true. Without competition, we wouldn't have like companies.
Yeah. Like people are like constantly comparing, competing.
Yeah. But I feel like competition should be healthy. Like it shouldn't be like about like beating the other person. Right. It should be like beating yourself.
Yeah.
Like
don't beat yourself up.
like becoming a better version of yourself.
Right. It's not like, oh, that person should go down and stuff like that. It should be more like, okay, how can I be better? How can I be a better version of myself than yesterday's self? Yeah. Kind of.
Right? Yeah. Or how can I be like better than them? Kind of at the same time.
Yeah. Or how can I shine in my own way?
Right.
Than that other person.
I feel the generation.
Yeah.
It's very Gen Z.
It's very Gen Z.
Yeah, that's like so rainbows true. And sunshine.
Yeah, that's so true. Like Gen Zs are really like nice.
How can they really
shine in a different way?
Yeah.
So that we are both shining.
Nice to each other. Yeah. It's so funny. But
does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. It does make sense.
Yeah. So I think like that's how we should kind of like see comparison.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like I am only a competitive person when the other person tries to compete against me and tries to like pull me down.
Oh. Oh yeah. Remember that time?
Yeah. I don't know which time, but yeah. Like it's like
Or like they kind of like make fun of you or like they kind of like look down upon
like
you?
they kind of like go behind my back.
Oh.
To like do something better than me. Like they like
oh gosh.
like they would like I don't know, like yeah, they would just like they would like say like, "Oh, let's do this together," but they were doing it together with someone else, and kind of like goes away.
Right. That's
and
really
kind of like
interesting.
ghosts me. It's like, okay,
that's never happened to me before.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But like those types of competitions, I'm very like not grateful for.
I'm actually like really I think I get more competitive when like someone kind of like says something like kind of like looks down upon me kind of. It's like, oh, like you still have like you don't have this.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, like what's so special about you?
Yeah.
Like if someone like remember that time
Yeah.
like an person actually said that to us. Like what's so special about you?
Yeah,
kind of like it's like there's so many special things about me. Like you just watch.
Yeah. I think that mindset is so important. Just watch me.
Yeah, just watch me. Like I'm gonna like do it, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that mindset's
like,
really important.
There's no need for you to explain to someone that like that's like looking down upon you. Just like give it a you just watch me like attitude, and just forget about that person.
Right. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like good comparing and being competitive.
It is.
That really like pushes you to the next level.
Yeah.
And like be honest that you're comparing yourself to others because you are comparing yourself to others. So
yeah. I forget what we were talking.
Sorry, our just camera died, so we had to kind of get a new battery. But yeah, so that's how we think. So we don't want to say stop comparing yourself to others because I think that's really, really impossible. I think it's good to compare yourself to others, but in a positive way. Yeah. And so that you can shine together.
So you can find your own path. I think it's like a step toward finding your direction.
Yeah. So yeah, don't stop comparing yourself to others.
Don't stop
comparing yourself to others. Gotta let your colors shine.
No, seriously.
Yeah. So I think like that's what's really necessary in like the next civilization.
Yeah. That's
like true. The upcoming years, because it's like now it's like getting to become a more like creative kind of world. Yeah.
Where you express yourself.
Yeah. Which is it's harder if you don't really know how to express yourself and like you're like kind of holding back. Don't hold back. You always have to like let it out and like be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really important.
Yeah, that is. Okay, so shall we wrap up?
Yeah.
Okay, it's been like a really long podcast, but okay, so I hope you guys kind of like got something out of it. If you like this video podcast, make sure you subscribe,
like, and comment
what you thought. We'll be giving out more of these video podcasts every week on Mondays. Monday pods. Okay, so I hope you guys are having a great day
and a great life.
And I'll see you guys in my next video.
Bye.
See you.